Hey guys, we're going to start talking about the Pythagorean theorem, which I know you guys came across in your PBA, and now we're going to learn what it is. These are just some key vocabulary I'm going to go over really quick. It's already on your notes page, so you just have to listen to my voice for the next couple of minutes. Alright, we know a right angle means 90 degrees. A vertex is the spot where two lines meet to form an angle. So, let's say I had this angle. Boom, that's the vertex. Hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle, and side A, B, and C you use to plug in for the Pythagorean theorem, which we're going to learn. And then when I say a leg, that means two sides of the triangle that meet to form the right angle. Let's look at these more in context. Alright, so let's talk about what a right triangle is. A right triangle is a triangle with a right angle that forms 90 degrees. Let's talk about the parts of it. I have a list of words here, and I'm just going to label these. Make sure that you're labeling along with me. So, these two pieces here are what's called the leg. And I know this because it's two sides of the triangle that meet to form the right angle. I'm going to go ahead and label those. This is a leg, and this is also a leg. The hypotenuse is the longest side of the triangle, so that would be this one. This is a right angle. And then side A, B, and C. The legs for side A, B, and C, these refer to the Pythagorean theorem. The legs are always side A and B. The hypotenuse is always C. Vertex is right here where the two lines meet to form a right angle. And the Pythagorean theorem is A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Let's look into it more. Alright, the Pythagorean theorem is an equation used to find the missing side of a right triangle. A squared, B squared, C squared. So, that means if I had this triangle, I'd take the measure of A squared, B squared, and then that would give me the hypotenuse, which is C squared. And also, I could plug any pieces of these in and use algebra to figure it out. So let's do an example. Alright, so I have this triangle. The legs are 3 inches and 4 inches respectively, and I want to solve for the hypotenuse, which is x. All I'm going to do is recall the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And I'm just going to plug it in. So I have 4 squared plus 3 squared equals C squared. Now, you have to keep the exponents. The exponents are absolutely essential. Let's go ahead and solve this out. 4 squared, which is the same as 4 times 4, is 16. 3 squared, which is the same as 3 times 3, is 9, equals C squared. You must keep the exponent. 16 plus 9 is 25, equals C squared. Now, the last thing I need to do is simplify the C squared, and since it's already squared, I know to solve it, I can just take the square root. And what I do to one side, I must do to the other side, so C equals, the square root of 25 is 5. So the length of the hypotenuse here is 5 inches. Let's do another example. Alright, so even though this triangle looks a little different than the last one, you still need to be able to recognize the legs. And the legs are always the sides that form to meet the right angle. So I have side A, side B, and I'm looking for side C. So again, I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So now we're just going to plug in. 12 squared plus 16 squared equals C squared. 12 times 12 is 144. 16 squared is 256 equals C squared. Keep the exponent. If I combine these two, I'm going to get 400 equals C squared. My last step is to get rid of that exponent by taking the square root. The square root of 400 is 20. The square root of C squared is C. So, the hypotenuse is 20 inches. Alright guys, that's going to be it for me today. Let's practice.